Welcome to the Trini TechCast. This is episode number 148, and today is a special episode. It's an interview with, not that one, interview with Angeline Azeez. She's an abstract artist, and she's here with us to talk about art and digital art and technology and AI and all these different things. My name is Andre Charles from at Make It Simple TT. I am a secondary school teacher by trade. I teach computer science and IT. And I'm just here doing my best to make it in this cold world. And we have all the hosts here today. So Akim there is here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Since we introducing ourselves, I'm a software developer by trade. And I used to do technology TikToks, but I think I retire now.
Fun fact, the reason I know him is because we used to have videos on TikTok and people used to be like saying, hey, you know this fella, you know that fella. And I was like, I have no idea who this guy is, but his videos are cool. So yeah, it was a slid in the DMs, but not for what slide in the DMs is known for. Yeah, and then
as long as it pause.
Yeah, pause. Yeah, then we started our podcast, and we now at episode 140. Wait, now we're doing something for episode 150. That might be a thing that's coming up very soon. That's crazy.
You should throw a party.
The person that wants the party is Michaela. This is the second host. She's the diversity hire. She came in from episode 100. And this is where I have to let you know, Angeline, that she is one of my past students because that's a flex. That's a full flex. That the gray hairs on my beard have earned me something in this world. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Michaela.
Yes. I'm a cybersecurity, I guess, consultant would be the best word to describe it. Yeah, cybersecurity consultant. Yeah, as be on podcast, as teach women, as do everything. I am the queen of side missions. You'll find me doing any and everything.
Side quests.
Yes. Yeah, that's my modus operandi. Just everything, all the side quests.
All right, Angeline, tell us about yourself. Let me throw the first question. Anybody can throw a question at you at any point in time because whatever we get excited about, we'll ask you and we'll be like, ooh, so tell me more about this. So yeah, Angeline, yes. Where are you from in Trinidad?
So I am from Kunupe, Central. Big up the Central people. And I wouldn't say I'm a graphic designer. I don't like putting myself in a box like that. So I'll say I'm a storyteller. I'm a storyteller of many forms. So I'm a graphic designer, illustrator, and recently started dabbling in abstract art, which I'm really loving.
I like to hear when people rebrand themselves as something that is not conventional. And you're a storyteller.
Yes, I'm a storyteller.
Right. Yeah, I come from a world where past Gambas are south, so big up the central people for sure.
Gosh.
Because Akim... Akim will not
I grew up, you could kind of say central, California.
Yeah, that's like
Cuba,
going down south. Yeah.
When you say going down south end, say it again.
Down south,
say it one more time, kid. She said it without even having to think about it. So.
I'm probably more south than you. I went to school.
You're more south than me for sure.
All right.
San Fernando and like Princess.
Digital storyteller, she says. All right, so where you went to school?
I went to school as in like college or high school. College.
Now we're talking about high school. Come up, like where the art stuff. Okay. Basically, you're trying to lead up to get to the point why you decided to do art, but we're starting with school first, yeah. Okay,
so I would say it stemmed even before school. The moment I could have just picked up a crayon, that was it. This was my purpose in life. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. No exaggeration at all. When I started in primary school, I don't know if you guys remember, but like in first year and second year, they would have like these coloring or painting sessions with the entire class, and then the teacher would like put stuff in the staff room, and then parents get to come and view all the kids' art. No, yeah,
I have no recollection of such. No.
Yeah.
That was a thing in primary school.
I remember going on.
You remember?
Akim, you remember that?
Yeah. primary school was too far away from each
Okay.
other.
That's a blue dog. I remember going on Paint and drawing all the lines and then filling each one of the little spaces in Microsoft Paint with the little colors.
Okay,
and
yes.
that was that's as far as I
Paint.
could remember. But primary school, art, nope. I don't know.
That Microsoft Paint actually was something that I liked as well. That was when technology was now learning about what computers are and like IT and.
All right, well, make me feel bad now. Go ahead. Yeah, I was
I mean,
there.
I'm sharing my age, right?
Yeah.
So when we started learning like Microsoft Paint and all that, I was like, okay, this is something I like to do. But again, I wasn't sure if it's something I really wanted to do for the rest of my life. And then I started doing art in, Form 4. I chose art as a subject in Form 4 and 5.
Oh, what
And
school?
I really enjoyed it in Waterloo Secondary School.
Okay.
Yeah. And what made me actually choose to do graphic design and go into digital art was I actually reached out to my art teacher in high school. Shout out Miss Smith. Well, she's retired now, but her name is Mrs. Smith.
Just one question and one side note. In last week's episode, we were saying that when you meet your teacher, you would still call them sir or miss, right? But it's our one podcast host here that will call their teacher by their first name. Will you ever do that?
I will never do that.
Okay,
I
cool.
will never, till the end, I do that.
All right, we ain't calling that. Okay. All right, back to the regular conversation.
I still have respect. Form 5, right? So after
Respect, you
CXC
say?
and all
Respect?
that.
What is
yes,
respect?
I still respect my teacher up until now. And that was like a core memory for me because she basically like painted the pathway for me, right? Paved the way, basically. So I reached out to her and I was like, should I do art as like a degree? And she said, if you want to do it as a degree, you could like maybe teach art, but more lean into graphic design because at that point in time, graphic design was like now emerging, like properly emerging in society and in the world of technology and art. So I said, okay, this is something that I want to do and I still get to be creative, so why not? Then I started pursuing my bachelor's in graphic design in cost art in 2016. And I studied that for 6 years part-time. I know 6 years is a long time, but I was also working and going to school. So I was working in 2 places during that time. So I was working in Ministry of Attorney, General and Legal Affairs. And then after that, I was working in Guardian Media as a design specialist. And then now I'm currently working as a senior graphic designer in Maritime Financial Group. So
okay.
Yeah, I've worked in different industries over the past years.
Right. Okay, so what is your? I can't ask you what your day-to-day job is like, but like, what is your passion right now when it comes to art? Like on this day, the 8th of February, 2026. This interview gonna come out in like 2 weeks, but that's okay. Like right now,
Okay.
If we ask you what art you're passionate about, or what in art you're passionate about, what would you say?
Funny enough, I would say it's like I make a full circle and I went right back to traditional art because that is what I wanted to do. But at that point, I didn't see money in art. And now I'm back at that point where I'm saying, okay, I want to start doing traditional art again. And that is when I started abstract art. So now I would say my heart is in traditional art. And I'm doing a lot of more exhibitions now. And then I'm also leading my own company called Creative Fusion Art Studio, where I do a lot of freelance work, where I get to basically do more creative work. Aside from my corporate work at Maritime Financial Group. So right now, my heart is more in traditional.
And traditional art would have been, I think you said you did art for CXC?
Yes.
That's like more of what you would have done for CXC.
Yes, traditional, yeah.
I have a kind of tricky question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say, hypothetically, right? Because you know when people hear about art and, pursuing art as a career, there's kind of look down on it in a sense, in the traditional sense. Let's say in the future, I'm not sure if you have children or not. Let's say hypothetically, your daughter or your son come there and say, I want to do art as a degree or as a to pursue art.
Profession, yeah.
Yeah, as a profession. What your
Okay. What I would always say is stack skills. So you could choose to do art, but also stack it with something else. So I didn't choose to do art alone. I also do illustrative work, and then on the corporate side, I'm a graphic designer. So I still get to indulge in my passion for art while having some form of stability in the still art world, but via the graphic design job that I hold. So skill stacking, and also the world is advancing a lot, especially technology, and we'll get into AI art and all that, and how it changes everything. But definitely, I would say go for it, and don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box, because I don't want to jump ahead and talk about the AI art thing and why it's people are getting like tired of it. But art is something that is actually gaining more value as time goes on. Like people are actually craving it more and more.
I mean, part of the reason I ask is I have a 5-year-old and she really likes art. You know? She's big into, like for Christmas, she asked for oil pastels and chalk pastels. She didn't ask for no dollies or anything. She asked for that and like paint and special type of paper and stuff, you know, so.
I would say give it a...
Yeah, she got it.
And deep down inside, he's thinking, will she be living in my basement for the rest of her life? That is the reality of our parent. Okay, I just play. It is alleged sitting on the floor right now.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's comfortable, and I actually paint on the floor.
I teach in a secondary school, and a lot of the students in the school who are art students, they'll be sprawled out on the floor. And just taking up the whole corridor and all kind of thing when they try to pass. So when you told me that, it just kind of flashed back to me walking down the corridor next to the art room, and they just have the whole everything on the ground, glitter all over the place, this paper, mixed media, all kind of stuff.
It's the best place to be.
Yeah. So you being on the ground right now, it just it basically screams artist. Yeah. All right. Michaela, you have any question before we move on to the next segment, or are you good?
Nope. I'm enjoying just listening right now.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about digital art now, because we just found out that Angeline is not just a abstract artist or whatever. She does digital art. She does illustration. So that means you use a lot of digital tools. And on the Trini TechCast, we love to talk about technology and how people use technology. So let me hear how techie you are. We'll see how, if your software is licensed. Yeah. Right now you're listening to Trini TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp, or makeitsimplett.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of. That will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. All right, so digital art. Digital art would have come on the scene. Well, we spoke about Microsoft Paint a little bit before, but then it really started to kind of take roots when Photoshop essentially started to take over in the early 2000s, thereabout, and people started to use the term, that is Photoshopped. Photoshop, right? So in terms of your digital art journey, not just creating art, but being an illustrator and finding jobs and working for different people or whatnot, what sort of tools do you think revolutionize art in the art arena when digitization came in, and those tools kind of married so well that you saw the opportunity to be like, I could do this and I could live. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the graphic design tools that I use and how it actually started leaning more into illustration. Yeah. So we all know about the Adobe tools. You just mentioned Photoshop. So one of the tools that I use for my illustrative work is Adobe Illustrator, which is part of the Adobe product package, the suite. So I had a class called Digital Art in CustArt, and we would use something called the pen tool within the illustration program, Illustrator. And I kind of liked it, but I felt like I wasn't properly doing too good in it, so I kind of started learning my own thing on YouTube.
So when you say the pen tool, that means like you had a drawing tablet? Or...
No, the pen tool, you could use it on your computer.
Oh, with the mouse?
With a mouse, yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I get
but
you.
But crazily enough, I didn't have a mouse at the time, so I was using my mouse pad for my laptop. It makes it so much harder.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really hard, but what I told myself is if I could do it with my mouse pad, I could do it with a mouse, and then it would be so much easier to just do it with the iPad. So it was only 2 years ago I actually purchased my own iPad, mind you. So all this time from, let me say, 2018.
What laptop you using before?
For my entire school. It was an HP laptop, like those old HP laptops. I could just run Microsoft, and that's basically it. You can't
Windows 7 or Windows 10 or
it was Windows 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You are OG. Yeah. You've
been
there.
And every time I had like one of those 3D programs, because at that point I was also learning 3D at Autodesk Maya. And every time I would try to render something, I would get a blue screen and then it would crash. Yeah, it was a tough
8
time.
gigs of RAM? How much RAM was having it? Like you try to render something 3D on 8 gigs of RAM.
16 gigs.
16 gig HP laptop? Yeah, it wasn't that bad with Windows 7?
It wasn't that bad. But I had a lot of Adobe products installed on it, trying to run it at the same time. So
that was wild.
I was putting it through a lot.
Yeah, pretty true. And the fan was sounding like a 747 trying to take off.
Exactly. Exactly, and it would just shut down. But it still took me through my 6 years of custard, believe it or not, a HP Windows 7 laptop.
And when did you get a mouse? Year 2? Year 3?
I got a mouse when I got my own setup. Literally. When I got my own PC setup is when I got a mouse.
So you're using a PC now?
Yeah, I'm using my
custom built PC or
custom built PC.
Ooh, all right. Let me talk specs. Come. Tell, let us know. We glad to hear.
What is your graphics card? It's 16 something. It's a really old graphics card. I think it's 1650.
NVIDIA. Yeah, 1650. That's why I have in my that's why I have in my computer right now. Yeah, that's not bad.
NVIDIA. I have to buy more storage, so I don't have like much storage. But to call these specs right now, I can't recall everything. But I can recall the graphics card.
I didn't expect it to be like super geeky, but you have a custom built tower that you're using, and that's good enough for us. What kind of monitor? 22-inch monitor?
24.
24-inch monitor. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
24 inch.
But you're not a gamer, so you probably wouldn't like,
I am a gamer, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, let me guess.
I'm not like a big gamer.
Genshin.
I used to play Genshin long ago, like when I now came out. But no, it's just like Fortnite. And what's the other game I haven't played in a while? I used to play Call of Duty, but again, that was like way back.
Right.
And that's it. I don't really have time to be as in the game world as I want to be.
Oh, we understand. Understand.
Yeah, like 50 games in your Steam library that's waiting to play.
I have like 10. My Steam library, it needs more. It needs more.
I have about 5 waiting to play, but
I bought BO6 and it's still there in the library. Like it's still there. I haven't even played it yet.
All right. So when it comes to digital art, right? So let's go back to the art a little bit, right? So you say you started to fall in love with Illustrator. Well, not fall in love, but you started to use Illustrator more because you basically realized, if I'm inferring properly, that is where you would have to make money in life by doing illustration, because the art would not have been, not appreciated, but the art not going to sell, right?
Yeah.
So your illustration would get you some job opportunities. As you said at the start, stack skills. You stack those skills and then you use that. While you were in Custard, you were learning all these different things. And the illustration one was the one like, okay, this could be my bread and butter, and everything else that I'm learning, I could keep it there and if I do get a chance, like you probably have the chance right now, I could turn it into something. Am I inferring correctly?
Correct, yes.
All right. So what's the best flyer you ever make?
Best flyer, you making me go back in the archives. Best flyer, that's a really big question, like over the span of like more than 7 years.
Yeah, like the one where you made and you was like, this flyer here, this will, everybody come into this event. Or everybody go and do this thing. It may not have worked out, but you just felt so proud of that work.
I mean, I remember the recent flyer because that brought a lot of leads. Because that's part of what I think about when I'm creating flyers now. Like, how much leads could this bring? Because I also work in marketing units.
Right.
So it was a recent fitness burnout that Maritime had in Brentwood. That was, I believe, 2 years back. And we actually got a lot of people to show up for the fitness burnout.
So when you... Go ahead, Akin.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like in terms of flyers, some, like it's have a wide range of flyers, it's how some people has how a whole lot of information, and it's how people has be kind of minimalist in terms of layout and information. What type of design you just go with?
Oh, okay. Well, what I am very strong in, and I would say a flyer is not enough to, again, like reach an audience. My strong point is brand identity work. So like revamping brands, bringing brands to life that what did not exist before or already exists, and you're just trying to like bring it back to life. Those are the type of work that I do in the corporate world. With the illustration work now, I take a lot of like clients, freelance clients. I do a lot of like children's books. I do like characters, like these illustrate characters. And I basically merge the two sometimes. So I would illustrate work for clients, and then when it comes to like marketing themselves, I also help with that with the graphic design work. So I merge the two skills together.
Okay.
That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. Like children's books always fascinate me because I remember Boy on Carla and I'd be like, who drew this?
Funny enough, I was interested in like who drew Boy and Carla like when I was in standard 1.
Yeah, but you
2.
were interested because you wanted to make it better. I was interested because I was like, why do they look like that? That was my problem. I was questioning the
it still have Boy and Carla books to this day.
It does have still?
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
Like new editions or same editions?
I think, new editions, because I don't think, like back in my day, it was Boyo is a boy, Carla is a girl.
Oh.
I don't think it's that basic now, but...
it probably maybe, but it depends on the level. So, yeah, what I want to know. So, after illustration, you would have had to, like, start to work on your art. Like, not the abstract art yet, but you would have used digital tools to start to work on your art. What digital tools you use besides Adobe Illustrator to start to work on the digital art aspect of things?
So, Illustrator was one of the first tools, but now I'm currently using Procreate. So Procreate is an app that you could use on your iPad.
Me acting like I know Procreate. I'm currently Googling it, but go ahead, yeah, keep talking.
Procreate is a one-time payment app. So you pay for it once and you own it for the rest of your life, basically. It's not like subscription-based like the Adobe products, which I really like about Procreate. So once you pay for it, you get to use it for the rest of your life, basically, until it needs an update.
Final cut.
Yeah. So I use Procreate.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually not bad for a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
Sure. And you have a lot of more features compared to Illustrator.
Does it have like paid for upgrades? What's the word by when you have to pay for things in our purchases? In-app purchases,
no, I've never had any in-app purchases.
So you get the whole thing one time on all of the features.
Yeah, all the features.
And are there updates that they would update and add new features just for the fun of it?
Yeah, they would have updates, and then also you could buy like brushes like brushes and texture packs and all that to add to your library.
All right. Well then, yeah. In our purchases, kind of like that to enhance the ability to do different things. Because I know I was like 12, 19, 13 US one-time fee, boy. It must have something inside there that they can make.
You could do a lot with the free tools you get in the app, though.
Yeah, I understand. That's cool. That's cool. So Procreate is where you do your digital art. Now, when you're doing digital art, is there a different type of inspiration that you need to have from physical? When I say physical art, you know what I mean by painting and thing, right? Is there a different type of inspiration that you need to have because you have the ability to press the undo button?
For sure. Yeah, it's not like, and again, it's not like you could press Control-C or like undo when you're doing this traditional.
Yeah.
So with the digital, I would say you could experiment more. You could do so much more. And again, the undo is so easy. So if you don't like how something looks, you can easily change it. But again, like I get most of my inspiration from when I talk to the clients. So when I talk to the clients, I would find out like, okay, what it is exactly you are trying to portray. What are you trying to bring out from this story? For example, if I'm doing a kids book, what are you trying to get the child to feel or see when they look at this character in your book? And then that would then give me an idea of how to go about creating. So I pull from the client's mind, and then I would add my own input, and then that's how it comes to life, basically.
All right. And this is on an iPad or iPad Pro?
This is the iPad Pro 11.
The 12-inch one, like the big one with the pencil that has the touch sensitivity and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know most digital artists, they would use the iPad Pro because, one iPad doesn't have the pressure sensitivity or some kind of thing like that for when you're pressing on those sort of things. And you say you now get this iPad 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yep.
So how your digital art was done before that?
Terrible. It wasn't as good as it is now because the tools in Illustrator was good, but again, Procreate just widens your ability to do so much. So I would say it was okay, but as a tool, I would always say Procreate.
Okay, all right. And well, one thing that ran through my mind just now with respect to like publishing digital art, right? We would have come through the era of NFTs, and NFTs basically crash and burn. And were you ever thinking about how to publish a digital art and monetize it, or was it just client-based stuff? NFTs ever cross your mind? Creating like an online library, people could purchase the digital art, all those different things, because those are things that artists have to think about. But it's so easy to copy digital creations that you just kind of have to think, I really can't make any money from this, or I can't differentiate myself or something like that. So what are your thoughts when it comes to your digital art and marketing, selling, that kind of thing, and the ills of that sort of industry?
So what you said is correct. The reproduction of digital art is so much easier, especially with AI art. And during that time, when I was actually starting to push my illustration with more, we had Midjourney. I know you guys would know about Midjourney.
Yeah. I know
when
Midjourney,
it now came on the scene. Yeah. So when Midjourney now came on the scene was when I was now starting my digital art. And
you
I
was
was
to use
so
Discord
scared.
to get Midjourney?
Yes,
you had to log in with Discord, I remember. Yeah, okay, good, yeah.
Creation through Discord. So yes, and I was so scared because I was seeing how scary AI art was becoming. So I said, you know what, I'm not gonna put my art online, my digital art, because I don't want to feed AI or it being used by somebody else online. So I wasn't posting any of my work. So for 2 years straight, it was strictly client-based and it was printed work. So it wasn't like anywhere online.
Okay.
And the clients, this is also something, if there's artists listening on to the podcast as well, being an artist is not enough and talent is not enough. There's this book called Talent is Not Enough, which is a really amazing read for artists. But art alone and putting it online is not enough. you also have to market yourself. And one of the places that really helped me market myself a lot is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place that you won't really find a lot of creative or artistic people, but it has helped me a lot with finding clients online.
Okay. That's interesting. So you ever thought about having an NFT when it was cool?
When it was, funnily enough, when I first posted my first illustration work, somebody did reach out to me about NFTs, and they was asking me if they could buy my work to be used as an NFT, and I was like, what is even an NFT? and I started like Googling it, and I didn't really like the idea, to be honest, because of how a lot of people was like taking advantage of artists in the artist world, and I wasn't really for that. So I wasn't really a big fan of NFTs.
Okay. So you would never sell the digital art, you would print it and it would be for clients only, because it still had to come to a physical, tangible form.
Or commission work, I'm not against it being online anymore. I'm for it now, but at that point I was against it. But now I'm more lenient and more open to it. I'm more open to it being online and digital.
All right, I get you. Now, your Instagram page is it has a lot of stuff on your Instagram page, but I don't see like
digital.
Yeah, it's not like you have a only digital art because you're afraid to get script.
No, I have it on Creative Fusion Art Studio, my page on Facebook. That is where you could find the digital artwork.
Oh, okay. But so the one that the Instagram link that you sent me, that was your personal.
That was just my abstract artwork.
Oh,
so that's strictly abstract art, and then I have my business page where I post my digital art.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still afraid that it will get scraped by the web crawlers?
No, because I mean, look at where we are right now in the world. I mean, I said it already, but that's basically pretty much where we reach.
Well, I'm basically priming you for the next section, you know. So
yeah,
you're not worried about it being scraped because
I'm not worried about it anymore.
The horse has left the stable, and
now
we have to deal with the horse that is running.
Yeah.
That is it. All right, y'all. Let me take a break and we come back with more. We're going to talk about AI art, and Angeline might get a little spicy with all this, so just be prepared. We don't curse on this podcast, just warning you in advance, Angeline, okay?
Okay.
Nah, just playing with you. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to Make It Simple TT, send them to us, and we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company to installation of routers, buying things online. So you can check us out, 308-8799. You can check our services out, or you could go to makeitsimplett.com and see some of the things that we've done and maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. All right, we're back here with Angeline, and everybody is we in on it. So AI art and the issues that come with it. So here is my intro. This is going to lead us down a particular road, and I'm going to make sure that we follow a particular road because it is a topic that I think is very, very detrimental to artists, and I want to make sure that we don't demonize AI, but also let Angeline also have her part to say. So when it comes to AI and art, generative AI can create almost any picture that we could dream of, and with the right prompt, you could do it. And many people have been using it for multiple things, to the point where you could know when a FET flyer was made with AI because it has the AI glow. You could also know when promotional material was made with AI because it also has the AI glow and AI tell. But it's getting so much better as we go along that it's hard to decipher. And the propositional value for most companies is, I'm not going to pay an artist to do this because I could get it done on this large language model. That puts you in a very precarious position. And I want to know, the start off point is, how did you feel when you started to see that a large language model could replicate art to at least 50 to 75% of the level that you could produce? How did you feel? Just now your audio on hearing. Don't know if your microphone.
The mic probably died. Our mic like that is tend to die sometimes.
It
probably died.
Oh, it's on. Yeah. All right. Go
Okay. So I did take it as a complete attack on my soul as a creative, and I feel like every creative could relate. For a very long while, like especially when Chat OpenAI come on the scenes, because I was like after Midjourney, so I kind of primed myself with Midjourney.
Yep, the mic died again.
Microphone went off again, right?
So I had to plug it into the USB for like a 2 minutes, and it will be good to go.
Oh, you hear me?
Oh, you got a second one?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hear me better now, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Where did I stop off at? Sorry.
You felt after Midjourney? Yeah, you felt attacked. And
right.
Yes, Midjourney kind of opened it up to it, and then OpenAI really opened the floodgates, yeah.
Yes, right. So then Gemini AI, right. So when ChatGPT came on the scenes, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna do me nothing. That's just written copy. It didn't reach like visuals yet. So I wasn't like as feeling like I'm gonna lose my job, because most creatives, especially graphic designers, felt like, okay, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna lose my job, like maybe next year or 2 years. And then like after that phase passed, then I started seeing ChatGPT and AI as a tool to be used. Not any tool as in generative AI, where I generate artwork from scratch, but more as, and there's so many different tools that AI offers, like upscaling images, expanding up images, and removing and adding things that isn't there from a stock image. So those are the ways in which I use AI as a tool. So now I'm not seeing it as a enemy as I once did. So yeah.
So when Nano Banana from Gemini dropped, right? And
yes,
it rocketed to the top of the App Store and the Google Play Store because everybody was generating images like crazy, and you put a picture of yourself and then you could just prompt and say what you want that picture to be and those sort of things. Did it feel like not just an attack, but did it feel like the industry shifted when you saw it?
I would say the industry really shifted for creatives, especially graphic designers, when they introduced generative AI in the Adobe products themselves. So the Adobe product actually have the generative AI, and actually a lot of graphic designers boycott Adobe for that reason, and then they started going to Affinity, which is a next graphic design product. So that was when I started pushing against AI, because I was like, this is a company that should be for designers, but now they're like leaning more towards AI. And then I was like, okay, if they're leaning more towards AI, then that means I need to do something, because that is when I actually started seeing the shift. Then I actually started falling in the traps of AI and started doing all these crazy generative work. It was fun for the time being, but then I was like, okay, how is this going to affect me as a graphic designer? And that is why at the beginning I mentioned skill stacking. So when you stack your skills and you start viewing AI as a tool rather than an enemy, you make AI work for you rather than being against it. It works for you. It helps streamline your work faster than anything, because when you had to like cut out an image manually on Photoshop with the pen tool, and I know a lot of graphic designers know that, know what I'm talking about. It would take like sometimes an hour and a half to 2 hours just to clean up a background. When you have like the AI tool to just do it in a few seconds, you get the background removed and you get to move along with what you're doing. So that is how I use AI now in my work.
Now, with it being a tool, we always talking about the podcast. They like use AI as a tool. It's not a replacement, but it could help you do the mundane things and the menial things, which is basically what you just said with removing a background, right? Mm-hmm. When the tool doesn't do what you want, right? Mm-hmm. How does an artist deal with that? Because let's say I vibe coding something and I ask for a particular thing and then it just mess up the whole page and I get vexed and I'll be like, do you not understand what I'm saying? When you use AI as a tool, do you bounce up that kind of problem when it comes to the skill set? Well, not the skill set, the tools that you try to use to enhance your skills. Do you have that?
I have actually. So one of the problems that we have a lot in Trinidad and in the Caribbean is we don't have enough stock images of people of color and Caribbean people that reflect the Caribbean.
Right.
So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I started using AI to generate people. It wasn't doing a good job at that point because it was getting like 5-6 fingers on a hand. Eyes was messed up. But now it's doing a really good job. But still, even though it's doing a really good job, you can still tell it's done by AI. It's created by AI. So I stopped using it for creation of stock images for people. And now I just use it for its basics, the basics tools. When I can't remove a background, I just go back into Photoshop and do it manually like I did before. Because I knew how to do it before AI came on the scene. So it's not like I completely lean on AI to do everything for me. I still know how to do it without AI.
Okay. And so it doesn't sound like AI is your enemy. It was your enemy at one point in time.
It was my big enemy at a point.
But now all you just, all you come to an understanding.
We embrace it because...
Yeah. Okay. The other thing that ran through my mind is I remember when I was trying to use something called GIMP, right? GIMP was like a open source version of what Photoshop is and whatnot. And the open source community for art has, I don't know what it looks like now, right? But like for you to be using the Adobe suite and whatnot, is there any open source tool that you use that you depend on, or you just in the Adobe universe and you're good?
This is an open source tool for AI tool.
Right.
This was oh my gosh, it starts with R. It was a tool that would use to upscale.
Resizer? Resizer 2.2?
No, it was an open source tool that wasn't... I found it on, oh my gosh, GitHub. I found it on GitHub as an open source tool and I was using it. And it was a free tool at that point because it probably was like an experimentation like time. But it actually is a paid app now. It's a paid tool now, so I can't use it anymore. But that was the tool that I used to use. I just can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
It starts with R. That's all I remember.
I get you. So if AI is part of your workflow and a part of the things that you do, is there a tipping point where you're going to reach to say, nah, not using AI again because I've vexed with them? Do you foresee a future where it gets too much into your sphere, meaning it's better than you?
To be honest, I feel like it reaching that point like right now, mainly because I'm seeing a lot of like local companies, even companies that you would not think would use something as AI to sell to their clients. They're now using AI as part of their workflow. And then like it's reaching FETs. Like FETs, I know like a flyer to create a design flyer for a FET would be like $1,200 to $1,800. So I do know it's a lot. It's very costly for some people to pay that money. So they're going the AI route. But I could see AI reaching a point where people are going to get tired of seeing these AI flyers. And there is a video on TikTok where this guy said, I'm tired of these AI flyers. Like, they're everywhere. They're on the fat flyers. They're on the 5K medals. They're like everywhere. And I'm getting tired of it. And then I started reading the comments just to see what people were saying about it. Some people were saying that when I see a company use AI, I as a consumer would not go to that company. Because if they basically cannot value me as a consumer, can't put any effort to like showcase what you're trying to sell me as the company, then you're being lazy using AI, then why should I come to you? You're not even putting any effort. You're going a lazy route and using AI.
Well, you kind of set me up for my last question. Do you think that human-created content will become of a higher value because there'll be so much AI-generated content? There's a question I asked somebody else recently, but you think so?
Yes, you know why?
Why?
Actually, let me ask you, why would you think?
Why I think so?
Yeah, why do you think so?
Supply and demand.
Exactly.
Demand, the supply of human-created content will become so low that the demand for it will become so high that people will pay more money for it.
And they'll value it more because it's so rare. But also, there will be no AI art without human art, without human. So, and then also there's nothing like a top AI artist. Anytime there's any generated AI art, the machine is the one that actually gets the credit, not the person that generated the art.
So, like just going back a little bit when you spoke about the person who was able to identify that the flyer was AI generated, you know, and they said, okay, I wouldn't value this company because they use an AI. A lot of older people can't tell. And a lot of older people, like, I have family members, like, when they come home, they just put on YouTube and all they're watching is AI slap.
I've seen that like, as well. It's true.
I just be like, you know, that's just AI. It was like, yeah, but the story interested. And it's like, so even though we have, say, the younger generation that can identify it, like a lot of the older generation or older folks or people who are not really technologically inclined, they get caught up in it, in the slap. And you know what, too, like, a lot of the older folks are the ones that probably are the decision makers, the people that, you know, have the buying power. So I'm wondering if they might be the ones making the decisions, like AI versus human, thinking about the bottom line instead of
sense,
instead of quality.
I would say that, you know, that's the elderly population, right? And the elderly population isn't as big as the other subsets in society. And for example, if we're talking about the elderly, for example, 5Ks. 5Ks isn't really marketed towards the elderly.
When you say elderly, how old are you talking
Because I could feel offended here, Angeline. I could feel offended. All right.
I would say 55 plus.
Okay, cool. I get that. Safe.
That's
55 plus. But that's not really elderly. So let me just say 60 plus. 60 plus. Once they start collecting pension.
My work pension is from 65. All
right, 65. Once it is, you retire and you know that's it.
I get you. Well, yeah, that was my hardest question there with respect to if it would get valued, because your work with abstract art, is unique, based on what I saw on Instagram, and the uniqueness of it now is going to make somebody who's interested in art see your work as highly valued, instead of, hey, Gemini generate this thing for me, and then they try to print it, because physical art, I think, will always have value, not just for money laundering purposes, but for people who actually love art. Don't act like all they don't know. That is how rich people in London, they want, like, I'm not saying that Angeline is a part of it, right? Yeah, but we've seen the documentaries that like it's a part of it. All right, well that's basically all I wanted to do. I really just get so much from you right now because I like, oh my goodness,
and I didn't even finish. I could go on and on about AI art and versus real art.
It's how you pivoted. It's how you pivoted by stacking skills to be able to become employable, and now your actual passion is starting to blossom. So tell us about your company and the things that you do before you get to ask us a question.
Okay.
So what does your company do?
Creative Fusion Art Studio does a wide variety of graphic design services. I also offer illustrative services, print services, and well, now I'm also doing art, so commissioned work as well.
And that's some of the work behind you there. This is your traditional art.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces.
That's two people joining souls. Is it?
Yes. Like, actually, how did you get that? Did you look at my Instagram?
No, I just look at it and look like two people.
It actually is the souls.
The minds.
Nah, this the whole body, and then you see the white kind of going across the next side, and the inner beings are being joined. Okay, cool. I just out here pulling out my my little, what's called this thing, abstract art side. But yeah, so the physical things are available for sale, and you sell those things on Canvas and those other things too for people who love art. But you also offer all the other services in between. And this is your side hustle right now.
Yeah.
And,
well, this actually started as a hobby and it turned into something bigger.
Well, yeah, we do our podcast here as a side hustle, and apparently we have some opportunities in this world to, like, you know.
I love that. I love that for you guys.
Get some stuff, yeah. Side hustling, as the 2020 COVID taught us, a side hustle is the way to go.
For sure.
I'd actually... If it wasn't for COVID, I would not meet you, Akeem.
I just feel like I lose 2-3 years of my life.
I feel like I lose like 5 years of my life to COVID.
Crazy. Alright, Angeline, you get the wonderful opportunity. We have like 5 more minutes to ask us any question. You know a bit about me, you know a bit about Aki, you know a bit about Michaela. So shoot, and we had to answer honestly.
Okay. I'll ask you all as it applies to each one of your fields. Same thing as we talked about with AI versus art.
Crazy.
How do you see AI playing a role in what you do in your day-to-day life?
All right, I am a teacher, and I cannot live without AI to create content for my students. It is one of the best ways to create quick tests, quizzes, content, and even notes. I use it all the time, and I see no way back, no way to turn back. Because when I started teaching, I spent vacation after vacation perfecting my PowerPoint slides to create the best notes possible for these children. And now I could make those same things in half an hour and proofread it and publish it and everything. And my teaching has just gotten better because of AI. So I ain't going anywhere at all. I'll never demonize it for teaching. Yeah.
Okay. So AI is your friend.
Yeah.
It's streamlining your work.
Yeah.
Right. Akeem.
I'll go next. So, as a developer, I think I kind of in a similar state as you. Because the fact that AI could write code in like seconds. So, I think some developers had a similar fear that, AI could take the job. And I think some companies, like big tech companies, kind of jump the gun in terms of laying off a lot of people, and now they come to realize that AI can't exactly replace humans when it comes to coding, because yes, it could code faster, but you have a lot of nuance in terms of building complex systems, and when you're trying to prompt AI to build a complex system, it will start to hallucinate and change things versus like a human would be able to be like, okay, I just need to fix this one part versus affecting the whole thing. So AI for me, I don't think I ever see it as something that I would fear, because at the stage in my life where if I could use something to get my job done faster, I would do it. I like too old for that. I don't care. Like if I could use AI to do something that would take a week in an hour, I would do it. Just like, okay, once it working good, and I could, and I'm sure it's not no AI slop that it doing. I mean, same way I have AI slop for in art and in YouTube, it's a AI slop in coding as well. So as long as it's doing the job, at the age where like, yeah, I would use it, but you still have to put your own guardrails to make sure it's doing exactly what you want it to do. And as Michaela would say, make sure it's secure and you don't have any privacy issues. But yeah, I see it overall as a tool for efficiency, to be efficient.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for me, for the cybersecurity space, I see AI as a tool that could be used both positively and negatively. So with the rise of AI, what we're seeing is, so in cybersecurity and like in hacking, persons who hack basically using simple commands are called script kiddies. So using AI, hackers are able to generate those scripts at a much faster rate and kind of automate some aspects of hacking, which makes more attacks, which makes attacking a little easier. On the flip side though, for a pen tester like myself, we can use AI to help us generate scripts or help us brainstorm more attack vectors to actually enable us to perform attacks on client systems and whatnot. And in terms of like reporting, because when it comes to doing penetration testing exercises, the worst part is the reporting aspect. So AI could be used to help streamline the reporting process. It could be used in all kind of ways. So AI, with respect to cybersecurity, makes our lives much easier. However, also in regards to cybersecurity, it makes the world a little less secure. Also on the vibe coding aspect, persons vibe coding using AI and it's less secure, which I mean makes my job easier. It keeps me employed, so I don't mind. But from a security standpoint, it's not the best. And yeah. So AI definitely does make life easier in the cybersecurity aspect. Do I use it? I try my very, very best not to, because me personally, I don't like AI. So neither does me. So I avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah.
All right, that's excellent, Angie. So you get to be the interviewer and the interviewer. Thank you very, very much for coming on the Trini TechCast, and we will definitely have fun posting your interview on LinkedIn and tagging it, because we want to we want to show that that technology in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean is not just a novel thing that we just use, but we actually are creators. And you specifically, artist that does a lot of digital work, it's one of the things that we love to highlight. So when Shivam sent me your contact, I was like, yeah, for sure. So big up to Shivam.
Big up Shivam one time.
How you know Shivam?
Literally online. I've never met Shivam in my life yet.
He's a weird one like that, eh? He just be like making friends online and things.
He's an online friend.
Yeah, and then try out
once in person at a conference somewhere. But yeah, that was it.
I never see Shivam in my life, but he messaging me like I know him now and thing. So
but wait. we can't just be on Shivam because this week was the first time three of us met in person.
Yes, well, okay. For Michaela, it was like a year, and for me and you, it was like 2.5 years. Maybe we never met each other in person. And yeah, he was like, "Wait, I didn't know he was that tall." And I'm like, "Yeah, get that a lot." But
I don't want to bump into a man, or I might meet him one day.
If you're like me and you don't go out anywhere.
Yeah, to go there.
Yeah,
I tried my best to go this year.
You had to actually, leave the house to meet people. I learned that a while ago. All right, y'all, thank you very much for...
Make it a 2026, what do you call it?
Resolution?
Yeah, resolution.
Yeah,
go outside
February.
Never late, it's never too late.
Before I close, I'd just like to tell you, no. My humble abode is perfect. I'm not Michaela. Michaela be out there, normal, and she enjoying that, and that's cool. And our diverse personalities make us an excellent podcast to listen to. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast, everybody. Glad to have you here. Angeline's tags for her Instagram and her TikTok. Any TikTok? Instagram, Facebook.
TikTok? On TikTok as well.
All right, good. So all of the things, we'll have it in the description of the podcast, and all of the people who want to reach out to her to get her to do stuff, or just to talk to her and become a friend, just like Shivam did. Well, that's what we're here for. Thank you very much for listening to the Trini TechCast. This is episode 148, interview episode. Bye, guys.